This is as groovy as it gets.
Oprah, Can You Hear Me? Oprah vs. Donald 2020 is a conversation by Julie Benetti and Susan Barbaro and a production of EI Alliance, copyright 2019. America is courtesy of New Threads off their new album, Felonious Wilma.
This is Julie and Susan. We decided to do a mock you podcast on our own podcasts of Oprah versus Donald 2020 because we haven't had any wine. We have had some cheese and crackers, but we just started contemplating, I guess, past our giddiness, if you heard the last few podcasts, where we really hooked into the energy about who the winner will be in 2020. You got to listen and figure it out. But we started saying, well, you know, if Oprah's not going to run, I mean, we know who's been in the news nonstop is, you know, I'm going to say this, but, you know, is Gayle. Come on, Gayle. And Gayle, hello. I mean, she's on the cover of Time. She won an award. She's doing all these, you know, hoity-toity, high celeb interviews. Isn't she working on one of those morning shows?
Yep.
Oh, she's doing all the stuff Oprah was doing. And I guess, you know, because I go here because I love this when you go into the mind frame of it. I mean, wasn't she originally, God, this is horrible to say. I'm going to say it. I mean, there's Oprah, and then there's Gayle, BFF, but also kind of like her sidekick. There's no offense in that. But can you have the sidekick without the Oprah? I mean, because then I started to say to you, and Susan is here, she's laughing, but I started to say to her, well, that'd be like Robin showing up rather than Batman. I mean, that'd be like Gabrielle instead of Xena. I mean,
it would be Ethel instead of Lucy. We'd be like, what? Like, talk about a totally sidelined. Can you imagine Trump's face?
Oh my gosh.
We're going to come out. He's probably, all right, we're getting ready for Oprah. Here she comes, and it's Gayle!
Here she comes to save the day.
Gayle 2020.
Here she comes to save the day.
Gayle,
what do you think?
Here she comes to save the day.
Hey, I don't know.
That would, you know, I mean,
she's been listening to all the self-help.
Yes, yeah.
And she's
been right there along with Oprah. And, you know, actually, there's a bit of seriousness in this topic because what really delineates, this is the constant, you know, comic book question, what delineates the hero from the sidekick? If the sidekick is there as the apprentice learning everything, at what point does the sidekick become the key player?
Here she comes to save the day.
Well, I mean, that's like back in the day, they would have, you know, the Joker. The king would be there. The Joker.
The court jester.
The court jester. And, you know, the funny thing is everyone laughed at the court jester, but the truth is that he basically saw everything that the king saw.
Yes.
And he would really have the ear of the king because he could give a perspective that the king could enjoy because they both got the same thing. And we know that Gayle has been with Oprah for a very long time, and she's kind of doing her own thing. Although she better not go on Tinder. If she goes on Tinder, all bets are off.
I don't know anything about that.
I just heard them, you know, that's when they were doing their podcast. What is it, the OG files or Chronicles?
Oh, their video. Yeah, the video
yeah,
that they were doing.
And they were, I don't know if they're still doing it. They probably did one and done.
No, Oprah's busy with Apple.
And Gayle's not.
And the prince, that's right.
Gayle.
So could we be making the big reveal that Gayle's going to come out as a candidate?
Here she comes to save the day.
Well, she just did that.
Do we need to change this whole podcast series to Gayle
because it's
versus Trump 2020?
People know Batman. They don't. Who's Robin? Robin could be anybody, but they all know Batman.
Right. Well, it's the bat signal. It's not the Robin signal. What would that be? A pair of tights? I'm not sure. But I mean, it makes me think. You know, is it Shirley over Laverne?
Well, is there one or the other?
Does Ethel want to be in the show? Ethel really didn't want to be in the show.
Yeah, but maybe
Lucy did.
Maybe Gayle's going to step into that space of saying, you know what? If you're not going to do it, get out of the kitchen. I'm stepping in.
Well, it does seem like Oprah's, you know, as a BFF, she is very supportive. And I mean, who wouldn't want that support as your number one supporter?
So that can go
Behind you.
two ways. That can either be really great or that can be a huge hindrance.
And why, pray tell?
Why? Because sometimes when you have support of somebody, sometimes that support is really not helpful. There's a time when you got to let some people do their own thing. And if Oprah isn't stepping into that space, she has her own reservations. Might she bring that to her BFF?
Oh, that's a good point.
Whereas if she's kind of on her own and has her support, but kind of like the silent partner in the back that just kind of gives the money and says nothing and lets you do your own thing, although I don't think they would ever do that. I don't think their friendship, from what I see, and from, I mean, everything Oprah's done, Gayle has done, you know, from the Oprah magazine to,
Right.
you know, everything. It's like
Right.
Oprah and Gayle. And that's great to have a BFF that, you know, you've been through thick and thin with, but, you know.
But what if she did want to run? I mean, at what point does that become a determination where, can I? I mean, do you have to ask?
Would you have to? It would be stepping in someone's toes.
Right. I mean, you know, you mentioned, you know, I'm a Lucy fan, and
I'm not.
whether it be the Xena Lucy or the Lucy, and you know, but at what point does it become, you know, okay that Ethel wants to be in the show? Because Ethel actually always did get in the show. She actually seemed to have more talent because, you know, Lucy played it, that, you know, she was kind of struggling to get in the show, and what was her talent? That was the joke, one of the jokes. Yet Ethel always did get in the show, so would Gayle be a shoo-in? That's pretty wild to think of.
I know you're going serious, and we were killing ourselves laughing about it, like, oh, what about Gayle? Gayle won an award. Gayle just, you know, showed that she could keep a stiff upper lip under pressure. But, you know, I'm not going to jump on that.
We're not going to change the name of the podcast?
No, we're not changing the name of the podcast.
I mean, does it mean anything when you say I'm Gayle?
No.
Yeah.
Well, because Gayle's like, my name's Susan. It's like, I'm Susan, so I'm Julie, but I'm Oprah. It's like, she got a whole different name that's not as common, you know, that.
Right.
So I don't know, but that was actually really funny.
So I hope you enjoyed our mock podcast on ourselves, because if you can't make fun of yourself, you shouldn't be making fun of anybody. So there you go. On that note, catch you next time.
Here she comes to save the day.
Thank you for listening to this production from EI Alliance. Check out our Amazon authors pages for books and podcasts, along with our Donald Trump and Oprah books for this series. Find great music by New Threads on iTunes, Spotify, and on newthreads.us.